Hey guys, we are born to produce steam, and today I will show you how I use Equalizer on my piano and string tracks. I have a multi-track Cubase project here. It's something old that I wanted to revisit and finish. So we have a piano, strings, percussions, some ethnic instruments I love to use for more cinematic compositions, and of course synths. Talking about virtual pianos, I usually love to use addictive keys, but for this project I chose Helion Sonic Yamaha. It's a good piano VST with many adjusting options. You have many choices when picking the EQ. I love HEQ from the Waves company and Isotope Ozone Equalizer, but since the Helion piano frequencies are all sounding really clear and present, I don't need those EQs for now. This time I'll use the Cubase built-in plugin. It's StudioEQ, nice one that will serve me at this moment to bring to the front all the frequencies I need. There are some presets as you can see, and I'll pick the piano. I will first play the track without it. And now with the EQ on. Adjusting those middle frequencies a bit. If your sound is muddy, you would want to cut around 300 Hz. The muddiness area is usually somewhere between 250 Hz and 1 kHz. Sometimes your sound will be too thin. Then bring 100 to 250 Hz up to add some roundness. If you need low frequencies, then boost approximately 50 to 100 Hz, but be very careful not to get in the way of bass and kick. And when you want to add presence and clarity, enhance the frequencies somewhere in between of 1 to 8 kHz. The piano sounds good now, but I will cut a little bit of low end. Loving those middle and lower octaves of the piano, but I want to add more space for lower frequencies that will appear later. When you're adjusting effects on each instrument or part individually, it is very much different than hearing a whole piece and making all the parts you want to come up in the mix. However, let's set aside that subject, leave it for some of the next tutorials, and focus on this one. Related to that, if you want to immediately start learning about the mixing part, then check out some of our courses, Mixing EDM Masterclass and Mixing the Low End. Now let's move on with strings. They are great for adding the final touch to your track, but are often overemphasized in the mix. That is mostly because violins have more high frequencies and the cellos and violas are the ones who tend to mud up your sound. But no worries, nothing that can be fixed with some EQ, reverb and modulation tools. I love using Albion Spitfire, and there is an instrument there called Big Strings. It really sounds amazing, and when I compose orchestra track, Big Strings is always included. First, we have the lower section here. I will start with cutting the low end a bit. And of course, because I later have bass, I will bring down the low middle section. Now, we don't ever want the muddy sound, so the high middle is the one to be modified. For more presence, clarity and air if you like, boost somewhere between 6 and 12 kHz. For the higher strings, everything opposite will do. If you have an unclear part in the low middle, cut it down. But here it sounds good, so I will leave it. I will add some roundness to the sound with bringing this up. Changing the high middle frequencies somewhere around 1 kHz and cutting the high ones. You want it to be compatible with the lower strings. If you want to hear more details about different types of EQs and when and how to use them, you should absolutely check out our course Producer Skills EQ, made by a professional mixing engineer, Eddie Basil. In the future, I will go back to working with strings, keys and pads, and if you have any suggestions about something particular you'd like me to cover, just post a comment below. Like and subscribe for more music-related stuff, and I'll be talking to you soon. Cheers!